Okay, folks, welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear Solid. I'm the Mysterious JG.
I'll go with the Vulture.
Clyco Mantis is pulling off some really interesting and neat tricks that I don't remember from my childhood, like, we knew that he could read your PlayStation memory cards. He didn't offer to do it because we don't have a DualShock controller, but there's also a little piece of dialogue where he tells you to put your controller down and he'll make it move with the power of his mind, and then he activates the DualShock rumble effect. I mean, it's kind of cute. Yeah, fun. But he also apparently, when you are recording with a desktop, with a laptop plugged into my desktop, he had the power to make my desktop restart Windows, like crash during the recording. So we lost the last time. It wasn't going well anyway. Yeah. But all right. So in the meantime, what we have done is we called Otacon because Bobo pointed out. Oh, the other thing.
Yeah, he told us his frequency, but we never did.
So I did get Otacon, and all he says is this.
Please, Snake, you've got to save her.
The irony being that for the rest of the game, that's all he says. So it's like you'll be walking along down the hallway, and you know, it's like I need rations.
Like, Metal Gear Rex, I have to find out what his weak point is.
Please, you've got to save him. Yeah. Also, I noted that poor Bobo didn't really get to play very long in his session because he went into one of my least favorite locations of this game, the room where you can't use guns and poison gases released if you're detected. So his game ended there, like almost to the point where it looks like it was a slick plan by me to get him in there. Although I got out successfully without, you know, I just kind of didn't get to explore very clearly. Yeah. This is kind of like the Metal Gear version of, oh, Bobo's turn, Shmajao. JG's turn, anyone else. But now I have configured a controller to be controller 2.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got enough rations to win the fight, but we now are capable of damaging him, I think. Let's see.
You have the Billy Guns patented famouser. Oh, he knew you were about to shoot at him.
So he pulled out. Idiot.
Well, you shot him.
Oh!
Oh, that's right.
I forgot about that little trick. I can't read. That's my secret. I'm illiterate. Can't trade hits with him, but I don't know what else to do when he gets in that mode. Have implants like that arm spec guy.
I can't read you, but I can outpace your gun swing.
It's my secret shame. I can't read.
There is super psychic bomb. Because I love you. Yeah, out of famouser bullets.
Ow. Oh, great.
Control missiles.
So they wouldn't turn it down. It's actually easier to aim than the famouser. Ow! Damn it!
Why?
That's why.
Couldn't I read your mind?
Oh shit. Yes.
Oh, so you gotta beat her up again.
You got to punch me in the face, that's not fair.
You are powerful indeed.
Too bad I don't have any more rations.
I know your weak points.
RPGs.
Meryl, stand right where he can see you and blow your brains out.
Stop! Meryl!
Don't blow your brains out. I mean, you know, I don't like you that much, but...
No!
You can't control unconscious people!
Okay, back to the gun.
Yeah, and back to not having any rations, so... Where you at, man?
Yo, dog, I heard you was Psycho Mantis. So I put some Psycho on your Mantis so you can Psycho while you on Mantis, eh?
I don't think that helps, but... Right over there. I didn't hit him though, really.
I think so. I mean, at least at long last, after,
Damn it. At least they're not doing that whole you have to crouch or you bleed out thing. Okay, so like...
yeah, if
quicker
you
on the
beat him
draw
with
than he is.
punch.
Oh shit. No. It's like that thing bounced up and down on your corpse.
Teabag, teabag.
Naomi's upset. Well, that's nice. I didn't think she liked us after the way she talked to us last time. It's like, you're cold-blooded. You chicken. So how many rations have you got?
I have
Still
a
only got
ration.
the one. Oh, yeah. Well, we could load an earlier save. We could knock her unconscious.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, that's right. This is a fun game to play too. Forgot about this.
Although, I'm going to be hurt now.
Yes. Bitch slap.
What are you doing?
You won't let me go in here and get more stuff.
Unless it respawned now, which would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd take that. I'd buy that for $1. Doesn't look like it. Come on, baby, can you do more than dance?
Unfortunately, I don't think the Nikita missiles are going to work well against him.
Yeah.
Well, you can take a shot, see if you can do it a little bit more efficiently with the one ration in reserve than I did. Certainly, I took some damage while we futzed around with trying to defeat him without switching control ports. But I don't think it was a significant amount. Or we can just go to an earlier say, whoa, what was that? What was that? Medicine. Oh, that's in the next room. That's in the room that's locked.
It is in the next room, and the next room is like super fancy room we can't go in. So there you go, folks.
Next room has the sniper rifle. I remember that. We certainly got...
in, but I'm knocking.
You know, maybe it's because we did 15-minute videos on the other LPs, but it seems like we got up to keycard 5 a lot earlier in the game. And then again, they spend a much bigger chunk of this game, if I recall correctly, with all the keycards. If you lose by the slither of health that was Meryl slapping you, then... well.
Well, we'll never know how much I could have done with that last. Now, do we want to watch this again, or do we want to,
I
it
guess
hurts.
we'll do it.
What's wrong?
Unless you came up with awesome new jokes.
Are you
Piccolo?
Come on, Mr. Foxhound.
I guess she's okay.
Okay. Come on, Mr. Foxhound, douchebag.
Don't mind me,
Let's knock her out now. Why wait until we get in there?
because I don't know if it'll count.
Well, now I'm curious to see what happens.
Because I think she has to stand up and walk in anyway.
Oh,
because the
okay.
door has
Oh,
to close
yeah,
behind
yeah, yeah.
us.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Snake,
What's up?
how do you like me?
I don't know if I
Do you
like you, but
hold me?
Well, I hold my gun on you. What's wrong?
Oh, hurry, hurry.
The whole gun thing, like, I guess it is possible for a woman to rape a man at gunpoint this way.
You with your
Who's that?
gun.
You don't like
I'm
girls.
gonna read your mind. You like soykin. Well, obviously you don't like girls. You like soykin.
Snake,
Forgive
Meryl's
for
not
me.
herself. Don't use your weapon.
It's Psycho Mantis.
That's his mind control music. Can't you hear it? It's going. Oh no, we don't have Otacon's frequency anymore. You want me to just load the state so that you don't have to find Otacon's frequency? This ain't going that well anyway.
I mean, this is like literally I've played
been a while
this
since I
game
played
for about 3 minutes in the past. I don't know.
So now,
8
but now we have to
years.
find Hal's frequency.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell me what it is.
Optic
But
camouflage, huh? I hope that's not your only trick.
You're a jerk.
You doubt. Now let me read.
hey, buddy.
Oh yeah, you need to switch controllers. No, you got the right.
I
You
have-
got
I have
controller
the
2. I
second
guess controller 2 works for the first part of this too.
Although I don't know if you mapped this. Oh, there it is. So wait, what do I have to do?
I guess. Oh, I don't.
140/15 or was
It's
it-
on the laptop.
Oh, right. I think it was 140/11, wasn't it?
No,
Recall me.
it wasn't. It was like something like 20 or 40 to the left, but I don't remember which frequency you have to start from.
All right, well, never mind. We won't bother talking to him right now. We don't need him.
Oh, is blowing up those statues actually help you? You can't shoot those down with your puny machine gun.
Why did you allow to use controller 2?
How about later?
I mean, does it auto aim with the SOCOM, or am I just not?
If you tap it lightly and then you tap it lightly, that'll, I don't know. That's why we're using an Xbox controller, so that wouldn't work anyway. That's why when you can drive, but
Why couldn't I read your mind?
What can I stop him?
maybe Cyborg Ninja will jump out and chop off his gas mask if you just let that. Whoa,
Yeah, I was.
well, I mean, on you know, from Meryl's point of view, you kind of had that coming.
Snake! Answer me! Snake!
Snake. You there, buddy? Okay, folks, we've had a little interlude there, but we've got some technical issues with this LP, as you may have picked up on. So you are probably looking right now at like a picture of characters from Rumble Roses or something, which is fine because that's Konami too. So if we got a trademark copyright infringement, it's all good. It's all the same company.
By the way, if
yeah.
you're making a fresh one,
Uh-huh.
might I suggest using some kind of Rumble Roses cheesecakey image with the caption, "What? You don't like girls?
Well, I could probably do something with Mistress and the eye patch and be like, there can be only one big boss, or I don't know. But at any rate,
yeah.
what we're going to do now is we've got 15 minutes of footage that we're going to have to do post-commentary on, and I'm afraid the next episode is going to be post-commentary as well. But soon we will be back to regular broadcast, so that'll be fun. Okay, so here we are, folks. We just picked up from God knows where because I had some serious issues with fragments of videos and pasting them together. This is as bad as it's going to get.
Otacon said that now it's possible to design and test new types of nuclear weapons in
What
a
the fuck
virtual
does Otacon
simulation
know?
without ever exploding a nuclear device. Is that true?
Yes, it is true. Since the establishment of DART and
I'm
NEAT early
Duck.
in the
I'm
21st
Neat.
century, there
Wait.
has been a wealth of data concerning nuclear fission and fusion. There is
You-
also
you-
much data accumulated from the nuclear tests conducted over the last 4 decades. With the processing speed of today's supercomputers,
You can
they
play
can
Angry
design a
Birds
new
across the
nuclear weapon
internet.
through virtual reality computer simulations.
You know, it's amazing considering all the computing power necessary to play Angry Birds that the Finnish don't have a nuclear weapon.
They don't need
we
one.
are
They've got Ludwig
okay.
Borga. Although he's dead.
We're attempting to contact someone.
Yeah, we're probably trying to find Otacon's
We're
frequency.
counting downward from Nastasha.
35 left clicks after Nastasha's frequency, and you get.
I think it was
Otacon.
28, wasn't it? It's
No
nice
idea.
to not have to count now. That yes, and then you do the one before in case you miscount.
Still haven't found Marrow?
What's wrong with you?
Snake, the warhead storage building that you're in has 1 floor above ground and 2 floors below ground. Why don't you search there too?
Why don't you
Also, have you talked to Nastasha about nuclear
Snake,
weapons and
the
testing and
warheads-
virtual reality and stuff? Wasn't that fun?
I'm looking forward to years of working with this asshole. So anyway, folks, we've got about 15 minutes of basically us trying to scrounge up enough rations that we'll be able to defeat Psycho Mantis. So.
Yeah.
And this may or may not be the video where we figured out that the elevator thing, when you press up when you're on the top one, it cycles all the way to the
It'll
bottom, which makes it
So you
really
have
tough
to
to figure out
keep-
where the hell to
yes.
go.
You have to keep track from where you start. You can't just.
So we're going to the up triangle floor.
We're B1.
So up triangle made me think of pink triangle, which made me think of the classiest bumper sticker in the world I saw today, which was like pink. It's like pink ribbons, like the breast cancer awareness ribbons.
Sure.
And the slogan was "Save the Tatas."
Yeah.
I was like,
I've seen a lot of those.
is that like an actual official breast cancer awareness thing, or is it
Yeah. Like
Okay.
basically they'll do.
trying to get money for a good cause from the kinds of people who would have no fat chicks up on the stickers otherwise?
Well, I mean, I've
What is
actually
he-
like it's generally speaking, it's been women that I've seen that have had
Oh,
the
okay.
Tata
I didn't
things, but I'm trying to remember. There was one too.
So, maybe
think
I
it
was
a
too
breast-
hard on Save the Tatas.
I think there was it might not have been a breast cancer awareness thing. I think it was though. There was an event, quote unquote.
Event
It was more
Horizon?
like International Talk Like a Pirate Day or something like. Just something that random people will celebrate. But I remember there was an event I heard about a couple of years back called Boob Quake,
God, somebody hadn't
in which somebody's going in there to take a leak.
leak ticker.
In which it was just this create breast cancer awareness by not wearing a bra out today and just having your boobies hanging around.
It's that Snowden guy. He's gonna go. He's a leaker.
Yeah, he's a leaker. Oh, and see, he's alerted everyone.
And he did. I was just wondering which one of us is playing at this point. I think
And now
I
you
figured
know.
it out. Sorry. One thing, neither of us are super pro at this game, but one thing I figured out, at least as of this playthrough right now,
Yeah.
you're having a little bit of trouble with the sneak up behind them and grab, because we both do that thing where you do the funky hand jive behind somebody because you're not quite
Yes.
close enough.
But I'll take an extra step too far once I'll overcorrect for that once I've actually done it once. And then that's right. You kept getting rations every time.
I have
one
a
of those
crazy
guys went in
crazy
there.
drop rate with the rations, yes. Another thing about this, in Metal Gear Solid 2, they do a much better job. There's a distinction between you have alerted the guard a specific guard to your presence, and you have alerted the guards collectively to your presence. In this game, it's like somebody sees you, everyone on Shadow Moses Island knows exactly where you are instantly.
Yes.
And, you know, I sound like I'm, like, taking a dump on the game here. This game is doing a lot of stuff that, like, nobody was doing with video games at this point. Very innovative.
Oh,
it's just that he improved on it. Not necessarily story-wise or character-wise, but he improved on the mechanics a lot in subsequent titles. Like I said, if one guard sees you, he will pull out a walkie-talkie and try to call the other guards. And if you shoot the walkie-talkie or take that guard out, he won't be able to contact them. At the same time, in later games, if a guard is on a routine patrol and he doesn't report in, other people will go to check for him, as opposed to if you eliminate someone without being spotted, you will never, ever have to deal with them until you leave the room.
Well, I mean, too, even just the basic, just like, you know, the visuals of things and everything else like that. I often forget that Metal Gear Solid is a PS1 title as opposed to every other game in the Metal Gear Solid series.
Yeah.
You know, like 2 and 3, PS2, it's a, you know...
Somebody's heading to the ladies' room.
Well, they're bearing to the right. Yeah, so that's some super pervert,
yeah. Probably Raiden going in there to, like, make a codec call while hovering over the toilet. I never really was 100% sure what he was being accused of doing by Colonel Campbell and Rose, but we'll get to that in a future LP. So at this point, we realize that we have eliminated everyone except Meryl, and we don't want to kill Meryl because, while I was keen to show you what happens if you kill Meryl, we've kind of already been there, done that.
Yeah.
And Meryl will eventually finish her bathroom business. And, once again, this seems so clever. Maybe I do just kill her just for funsies, or let her spot us and see what will happen. But this was so clever, I thought, back when I first played the game, and then we realized that he already used this in the previous game.
Okay, you can't really... Oh. She's like, huh? Oh my gosh, it's... And then she runs
to the bathroom, because she had Taco Bell.
That's a terrible thing, man.
Yeah, we should never have Taco Bell. It's horrible for you.
No, shouldn't have had it for lunch right
today.
Now, today.
Like
before,
20 minutes ago.
Yeah. See, the problem is now we don't know the next time we're going to talk to Master Miller.
Yes, that's true. We made a point of having Taco Bell for lunch so we could joke about it, but now we're doing post-commentary, so it's all ruined forever. So somebody commented on the first video of this and said,
my waistline spoiled forever. Oh.
Are you using EPSXE, whatever the emulator is?
EPSXE.
There's a lot of image tearing. I don't even know what that means, but I was like, it's a PS1 game. I mean, how good do we really expect it to look? But I can't tell if this is just what the game looked like, or if my emulator's not quite there, or what.
I mean, generally speaking, it resembles how I remember the PS1 game, you know, running. But, I mean...
Of course, there was a high-def re-release, but I didn't go out and buy a new console that was available for.
Yeah. And
the game, just to...
Was Twin Snakes a re-release of the Shadow Moses?
Yeah, I think Twin Snakes was for Xbox, not Xbox 360, which I have, but Xbox.
Yeah.
Which means I didn't go back and check. There is some chance that Twin Snakes is backwards compatible, and if so, in retrospect, I should have just got a copy on Amazon. That would also make it easier for me to record.
Oh, yeah, coulda, woulda. Well, you know.
This is the
one that we know.
Well, I mean, Twin Snakes is the exact same game. I think it has, the VR missions are probably on there, too. And the VR missions I could easily get a ROM of and download, or, emulate if I wanted to as well.
Yeah, that's right, because I remember this... Well, yeah, because, I guess... I'm trying to remember, did Xbox come out a fair shake after the original PS1?
They were competitors,
Xbox,
but
no,
PS1
Xbox,
was out first.
No, because the original Xbox was the competitor to PS2. So yeah.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
Of course, this game would have come out on PlayStation long before the Xbox version.
Right.
So, okay, that only makes sense.
Now,
That
I don't know if, it doesn't matter, really, but I don't know if, oh, see, I even got to killing this guy. I was, like, super stupid.
Yeah, you were like, look,
I was a super soaker. But I don't know if, this game ever came, or rather, if, Metal Gear Solid 2 Guns of the Patriots, or sorry, Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater came out for Xbox. I'm not sure. I don't think they did.
really?
Because Kojima, he's a weird one.
He's an auteur.
Well, he's a bit of an oddball. He made a big point of, he insisted that Metal Gear Solid 4 only come out for PS3, and he claimed that Xbox 360 didn't have the hardware to do. And he might be right. I don't know. But he also, at one point, famously said that he wasn't going to make any more Metal Gear games, and but he didn't want the series to die. But he was done with it, so he wanted to find a developing company that could, do it justice. And he said that he wanted it to be a Japanese company.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, fuck you, man. I mean, the game is a much bigger hit in the States than it is in Japan. But then I also heard a different version of that same story, because I never actually spoke to Hideo, got his, take on it in a one-on-one situation, so in fairness.
Because, the whole thing, and, I don't know when you'll be watching this in the future, guys, but, the big, Metal Gear Solid news out there right now is supposed to be, that they're going to have Keith Sutherland do the voice, and now there are, some sarcastic tweets from David Hayter about the whole thing, and people are like, well, this is all just a huge Hideo Kojima swerve. He's just toying with people.
Well, I've seen pictures of Keith Sutherland with Hideo Kojima. I've always heard there was going to be a movie version that would have Keith Sutherland. I don't know. Yeah. But what I'm getting at is that it turns out that what's really, I guess, happening is he signed away the rights to another company to make a Metal Gear kind of side series starring Raiden.
Yeah,
which wouldn't use or mention Snake or Big Boss.
Is that the whole Revengeance
That's the
thing?
Revengeance thing. Kalis is doing an LP of that, which I've been watching and enjoying. And, what am I trying to get at here? Yeah, no, that one, then I heard he wanted that one to be developed by the Japanese because it was going to be a ninja action game. And he didn't think Americans could do a ninja game properly. And I was like, I guess that vaguely makes more sense, but it's not like modern Japanese people know
a lot about
ninjas. That would be like saying only Americans could make a game set in the West, when all the best westerns ever, not all of them, but the best Western movies ever all came out of Italy. So what am I getting at, folks? This is a wonderful game that was made by a horrible racist who hates Americans. He hates the American race. He cannot believe the mentality of the American race. And just to explain myself further, I'm now referencing a very long time ago my favorite things probably Stone Cold Steve Austin ever said, which is when he was a bad guy who was being booed in Canada, and he said, "I cannot believe the mentality of the Canadian race."
Yes.
Which I think was intentionally racist. I think it was an intentionally rednecky, stupid thing to say. Yeah. By design, he wanted to come across as an ignorant dick. Ration! Oh yeah, please.
Alright, so now we're up to 3. We'll be safe forever, right?
Absolutely. Let's check in with Colonel Melee.
Colonel Melee.
What can I do for you, Snake?
Well, there's some things you could do. There's some things you could do for me, but yeah, Bobo was actually going with a better reference there.
What can I do for you? Yeah. What can I do to you, Snake?
Is there anything I can do for you, or to you?
Mei Ling, how did you get into this line of work?
Oh, resumes,
The truth is, I always wanted to become a fighter pilot. I fell in love with jets watching them in the movies.
And
you'd be surprised how many people say the same thing.
Yeah,
but I didn't want to kill people.
Volleyball scene.
That's when I heard that the U.S. Air Force needed people to do BDAs, battle damage assessments.
Those are the guys whose job it is to confirm how successful a bomb
and the girls.
Yeah, so I started to do research into aerial photography and air intelligence. I made it my major.
You majored in aerial
but
photography.
There are no pilots who only do BDAs.
That's right. But by the time I learned that, I was already an expert in my field.
I could see why that would just slip past you.
Yes. And I believe I made a joke. I would have made a joke about this in the next video had we not lost the commentary track. But I was like, oh, Bobo, so did you know that I went to college to become a brain surgeon? Oh, yeah, I studied for
many years, and then I found out that brain surgeons don't get to fly fighter jets like I thought they did. But by then, I was already an expert in the field of brain surgery, which is why I'm a brain surgeon today.
Yeah, well, yeah. What the heck?
It makes sense. Okay, so we've almost talked our way through 15 minutes worth of trying to kill people to get rations. When we come back, folks, we will not be back to live commentary, but we will be back to new